So now we got our open world. So the tutorial isn't so bad. It's only fucking 20 minutes. At least it's not 3 hours. It's not a Ubisoft game completely.
Right. Or a Zelda game.
You know, it was kind of amazing a couple years ago when, like, Black Flag came out, and I was talking to it with a friend, and I actually said, you know, tutorial's not so bad, it's only about 4 hours this time. And there was a hint of irony in it, but, you know.
What I've heard is that people really like Black Flag for every aspect of it except the fact that it's Assassin's Creed.
I kind of hate justifications like that. Like, I recently started watching Steven Universe, and they're like, "Oh yeah, it's a great show, minus Steven Universe." It's like, what? What? He's the main character.
Well, I think that criticism makes sense. If the main character of your game isn't likable, then it's like,
the thing
did I
is,
say game? I meant whatever.
Well, it has
like
any
piece of
references,
media,
but,
really.
you know, but
Yeah.
I guess it's kind of like the Mad Max thing, where Steven is really more of like a vehicle to this strange universe.
Right.
If you have a strange universe, sometimes a blander protagonist is better because they have to be the kind of universally relatable analog.
But the thing is, one of the characters are designed to be bland, so...
Well,
yeah, there is an issue in that as well.
I would prefer a bland character over a obnoxious character. You see, like, most cartoons these days have the bad habit of making everyone's default voice a scream. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
So,
Man,
Like,
yeah.
are you hungry for some deep-fried pizza?
I'm amazing that I was just about to try and
Okay,
Wally,
so
I was
this-
just about to
so-
try and segue
so-
into
so-
the game, and then you took the segue and fucking 90 degrees in the opposite direction.
Oh, jeez.
Like, we were passing parallel to the game on the segue. I was trying to turn it towards it, and now it's going in the opposite direction.
Whatever.
We were talking
yeah,
about
guys-
deep-fried foods.
Guys,
Specifically
look up
deep-fried
deep-fried pizza. Whoever's watching this video, look up deep-fried pizza.
It's a good survival food, because it has more calories than you need in a lifetime.
Ask yourself if you'd look at that and eat it. Like, would you really, really eat that?
If you're thirsty, you can have a side of deep-fried Dr. Pepper if you want.
Ugh.
Hey, sometimes I'm just sitting at home and there's just the bucket of grease that I keep next to my chair and I think, I want to drink that.
Oh, God.
Do you not have a bucket of grease next to your chair?
I
Oh,
have
jeez.
a glass of water. I guess that's close enough.
I have nothing but, like, napkins and trash, and I need to clean off my
Clean up
desk.
your fucking room.
Okay, so
No.
here's another zombie survival trope that's not going to really do too much. I mean, he's going to be a driving force, somewhat. It's the old, somewhat kooky doctor who's on the cure, but no one trusts him because he's just one man.
Oh, hi Eli Vance.
Yeah, and he's Eli Vance.
In any case,
But in this case, he's just going to sit in his trailer and like, he's injected us, so for like 8 hours of plot, we're pretty much okay to not get infected.
We got 8 hours worth of plot to protection.
That's a rather eloquent way of putting it. He injected you with 8 hours of plot.
He injected us with the ability to survive 8 hours of plot, really.
That's great.
So, now we're in our open world, and the early part of this game is interesting in that it is completely unlike Dead Island in a few ways. Like, in Dead Island, you leveled up by doing quests and beating up zombies. Now, the way you level up is independent of 3 different things. Like, you run around, you get agility points, you beat up zombies, you get power points, you do quests, you get survivor points. So you have 3 level up trees, and you're basically every character in Dead Island at once.
Oh, well, how about that? You know, I think that's the way it should have been done, like, to begin with, you know?
I think there was a case in Dead Island that the co-op was pushed more. There is co-op in this.
I understand that, but, like, even if it's... Because, like, I know a lot of people believe that in co-op games, all the player abilities should complement each other and all that. But all that leaves you with in single player is an objective best character.
Yeah.
Honestly,
You know what I mean?
you should always focus on the single player experience first, multiplayer second.
Right.
Just Yahtzee. I'm just gonna Yahtzee Quotient it.
I'd say that's a game-by-game basis. I'd say this one, like, think about it this way. I could never, ever sit down and beat any Dead Island game single player. This game, I could happily, comfortably sit down and just play it in single player, and I would walk away satisfied. I'd be like, yeah, I got a pretty good experience out of that.
Like I understand having a jack of all trades character is quote unquote less depth, but honestly, when you're making a game like this, it should be, it should let you be that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Now, here's another thing, because this is a single player versus multiplayer kind of thing, in my opinion. Would you prefer that you could unlock every ability and become the best, or would you prefer that you specialize and kind of become individual?
Specialize.
Everything, honestly.
I'm with W-Man in the case of, in a single-player game, I don't want to have to worry about build, unless it's something like Witcher. I think Witcher pulls it off.
Here's something else that which is actually relevant to Dead Island. In Borderlands, there's a leveling up system that's incredibly flawed, because if your friend decides to grind more than you, the difference in location will be too great for either one of you to enjoy the game together. You either play the game about as much as each other, or you have to put up with weirdly leveled enemies where your weapon either all you have to do is just snap your fingers or they're dead, or you have to unload into one enemy for 5 minutes. And it's Dead Island actually fixed this issue by having client-side level scaling, which I think more games should have, even if it could be abused. That just leaves modding capability, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Because I remember in Dead Island, everyone was modifying the INI and all that shit, and making some really neat stuff like that Kenshiro mod.
Kenshiro mod, what was that?
Oh, I think have a pretty good imagination for what a Kenshiro mod.
I don't know what Kenshiro is, unfortunately.
Fist of the North Star.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh, God. Now, as soon as you said that, I now know what you're talking about.
Right. And it was fun. Who cares if it wasn't balanced? It was great. It was amazing.
Do you want to know what's great about this as well? On April 1st, they patched the game so that your drop kicks would fucking send zombies flying. And it was there's a contaminated batch of antizin, and it's been having adverse effects. And, you would throw stuff fucking miles, you'd run. I don't know if you'd run really fast. I didn't have the game when this event happened, so I missed it, but fuck, that's fucking cool. That's how you do an April 1st thing.
Right.
Just break your own game. Also, you can put your weapons away and punch, but it's fucking worthless, but... Fuck it, I'm humiliating this former runner. Get fucked.
Mm-hmm.
Also, what we saw a moment ago was the running. The parkour in this game, once you get in the free roaming, is fucking fun as shit, and that's a very biased point of view, because I like first-person platforming, and this game is fucking first-person platforming.
The thing is, I would enjoy it, but how limited is the actual map? Is it really linear, or...?
No, it's sizable. I'd say... Let's put it this way: in a straight line, you'd be running for about 20 minutes. In a straight line, end to end either way.
That's actually not bad.
It's big enough, and it's pretty dense. There are kind of open spots, but for the most part, it's a very, very vertical, kind of dense map.
I always like it when maps are that big or just massive.
I have a question for the both of you. Would you rather have a large open map that's a nice looker but not much in it, or would you like to have a smaller map but with lots of stuff in it?
Smaller
with stuff.
Agreed.
A lot of Ubisoft games have taught me that you can have the worst of both worlds.
I was thinking more of L.A. Noire, actually. You guys played that game, right?
Years ago, but I know what you're talking about. It's a very, very nice city, but there is nothing.
Right. It was a great, well-detailed recreation of 50s L.A. and all that stuff, but there wasn't really a lot to do in it. I think that it's squandered potential when you do that. So you might as well just make a smaller location with more content in it.
They was working on the tires. That's all they took.
What?
You see, The funny thing about what Lawley just referenced there is not what he says, it's what he looks like while saying it. So Lawley just saying that is completely empty to W, man. Left for bread.
What? Left for bread, huh?
They're all around the car, Spike.
You should just like edit in that one fucking video.
I'm not gonna edit.
just put it in like in the corner.
I want everyone who's watching out who doesn't know to also be as confused as W Man, so he could be a surrogate for everyone who didn't get that joke.
Wait, what? What joke did you make?
You're being a surrogate right now, shut up.
Oh.
So, this is what I mean by the early games thing, like, fighting all these zombies would be fucking stupid, so I'm throwing some firecrackers and distracting them. One of my firecrackers landed in some fucking petrol, so everything's on fire, and I fucking love that. Because we're rigging these cars to explode.
Well, how about that?
Yeah. You can actually unlock the ability to blow up cars later in the game, I never use it.
Oh yeah, speaking of zombie games, I recently tried H1Z1. This is a massive disappointment.
Is that the game where you can pay to have airdrops?
It
Wasn't
was,
H1...
but,
Wait a moment. Wasn't H1Z... Maybe I'm thinking of a different game, but I could have sworn that there was a game that was awful, but it got its title changed. It was like a DayZ-like.
Day One Survivor... War Z. Now Survivor Stories.
I'm still calling it War Z.
Alright.
You may have put this fucking mask on, but you're still War Z.
Infestation.
Yeah.
War Z wasn't good.
Infestation Survivor Stories.
Although we still
Right.
managed to have a lot of fun with it, but that's only because we were playing in massive groups fucking people up.
Right. Oh, before I forget, I'd like to go over why there hasn't been any unnecessary detours in a while. It's because Lolly tried to get this thing working in Underhell where we were trying to do the house part, but it's like the keys wouldn't spawn for him or something.
And then Snake went on break.
I've been away for a month. Yeah. I didn't go on break. My house was sinking, so I had to leave.
Oh.
Yeah. You
His
could call it a
house
holiday,
went,
anyway.
His house went on break.
My house
Yeah.
was on break for a very long time. It's just now that it's become an issue. It was literally slacking off.
Well, shit. So, you went on vacation? Where'd you go on vacation again?
I went to the Isle of Sheppey.
Oh, well, how about that?
Yeah. It's a place that's been exclusively heard about by us. It's kind of like a small island off of Kent, off the coast of
We have
England.
no idea where this is.
Yeah, I
Kent-
don't either,
Kent
but I'm pretty
much
sure
should
that...
mean nothing to you. If it makes any difference, it's near France. I mean, I could feasibly swim there if I was a stronger swimmer and insane from Kent.
Well, I guess people, it's not so secret now, but, I mean, whatever.
It's not a bad place, it's just there is nothing there. Like,
Personally, you should have hung out at the Principality of Sealand.
you know, I'm not going to short end of the stick. I'm gonna not even run with your joke, Lolly. I'm just gonna say Isle of Sheppey is a bit better than Sealand.
No, fuck you. Sealand is the best. It's its own country.
You know, I'm pretty sure if the Isle of Sheppey wanted to be its own country, England wouldn't be too devastated.
Well, while you guys were doing that, I was just waiting for you guys to get ready for another Detroit. It's not like I've got anything else to do other than fucking Warframe.
When I was fucking away, I made a review of Hatred.
That's the
push,
best
push.
review I've seen of Hatred yet.
I need
by the way.
to rewatch it. I've completely forgot about what was in
I'm
the
glad you
review.
enjoyed it, because I felt kind of weak on that review as a thing. 'Cause
Well,
I-
here's the problem. By merit of just reviewing it by a game, you already did better than most people, because people, they focus too much on the controversy surrounding it, so they forget to review the game.
It's actually, that's the funny thing that I kind of figured out about my review style, is my review style, I want it to be like, don't focus on anything, like, take it as its own point in time.
I don't understand how that's so hard for people to do.
I think it's because people want us. I know this is like the worst way of putting it, because I don't believe it's 100% true, and I don't think it's an ill intent thing, but I think people want to sound intelligent and make it more cultured than things actually
But
are.
you do sound intelligent when you make a completely, logical, unbiased by whatever fucking
it's weird.
controversy review.
It's where things that used to seem kind of smart are now kind of dumb, and things are kind of getting reversed around.
The word that we're looking for is pseudo-intellectualism.
It's the idea that you just put enough big words. They don't have to mean anything, but fucking put enough big words in a fucking sentence and it sounds smart. And it's also a case that I think just talking about gameplay itself for a long period of time is hard, because gameplay, when you're describing it, it's always abstract, because I'm pressing a W button and the guy's moving forward, but kinesthetically, there's a fucking million variables and it will differ from person to person. So the best you can do is just explain your own interpretation of it.
You've made that point before in like the Sims thing, where you're just like pushing buttons and you get like a response. It's just it depends how you do it. Is what matters.
Sometimes I feel like I'm the only person in my circle of friends who does not like The Sims or its concept.
I don't like The Sims either.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's like, that's another thing. If you boil, and it's also a problem with just talking plainly about gameplay, is it's hard to not make it sound like you're just boiling it down to its very raw basics, because that would always sound boring. So that's why I always have a habit of... This is just a thing for my reviews, because I want to talk about that for a moment. In the first, 5 minutes of review, I will always just say outright whether I think a game is fun or not. I will just, that's put out the baseline, and then... when I talk about gameplay, there has to at least be one joke for every subject.
I still think... I think the Rocket Shelf... The Rocket Bookshelf thing was the best.
Oh, yeah. I think the way that you do reviews, Synchro, is fantastic, and I do like analytical reviews over people trying to put more personality into it, kind of, if that makes any sense.
Well, that's the thing as well, because I don't want to force personality, but I also like making jokes. Yeah. I like the...
Well, that's the thing. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying that most people, take, for example, Angry Joe or Jontron. They don't go there for the game review. They go there to, see people add their personality to it.
Jontron isn't my style of reviewer. I don't watch him, but I understand his appeal. His humor does not...
I like some of the things he does.
Yeah.
But it feels like more he's going out of the way to review the game, not to review it, but rather to review it so he has an excuse to make jokes.
Well, that's the thing, and I like that, but there's a time and a place for that, and then there's, more analytical stuff that I usually prefer, Because nobody seems to be doing it these days, which bothers me.
I think Lazy Game Reviews does it.
Yeah, Lazy Game Reviews is good, and what's the fella's name, the Irish fella?
Irish fella.
I didn't know who Lazy Game Reviewer was until
he does some pretty nice stuff.
I will edit in who that Irish fella is. I'll put it in text.
I also like watching Ross Scott from Accursed Farms do.
He's amazing.
He is my favorite.
Love. I did not expect to like Ross's Game Dungeon, but I ended up loving it.
I'm really loving how his editing style is improving now.
He's the only. I think he's the also Zoom. This guy.
Yeah, he's got camera eyes. Yeah.
But I think Ross Scott is the only guy who can pull off a kind of weird, zany style of humor, because it doesn't come off as I'm being quirky, it comes off as Ross Scott.
You kind of feel like that's who he is.
Yeah.
Right.
But I fucking love his editing style. I think
30 seconds.
The 3D video, the Ross's 3D rant video. I think that I fucking love the editing in that.
Right.
And another couple reviewers, while we're on the subject, Noah Caldwell-Gervais.
20 seconds.
20 seconds? I gotta recall the other one. I'm having trouble. I can't remember it. Fuck, I give up. Noah Caldwell-Gervais is good.
We can talk about it in the next part.
We can. We can actually talk about the game next part if we feel like it.
Yeah, probably.
We need to talk about fried pizza and stuff.
Oh god,
you
never mention that again.
Didn't you?
God damn it.
Took so much time off the video talking about fried pizza.
Hey, I'm going to actually keep the video running on a black screen for a bit, because I'm just going to say, I hope you didn't actually come here to hear people talking about Dying Light much. We'll do it eventually.